Okay, we are going to review the use and make line plots sheet that you did yesterday. You should have your paper and a red pen to go over this and mark the corrections. If you looked at the example, it was pretty clear. This is about the tomato plants, right? Height in inches. And one of the questions, when I tell you guys to look at this sort of reteaches you super quickly what it is you need to know to do this. How many tomato plants are there? Well, each X stands for one plant. Count all of them, and there are 19. All right, this tells the total number. Then it says how many plants are taller than 13 inches. So for taller than 13, you have to add up the 14 and 15. Those are the ones that are taller than 13. And it says 3 plants are 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 plants are 14 inches tall. 1 plant is 15 inches tall. 3 plus 1 equals 4. All right. For the next section, it says use the spelling test scores line plot for 1 through 3. I've told you before, and I hope you remember, when you get to these things, the first thing you should do on any bar graph or any line plot is count them up and put the number here so that you know right away what numbers you're working with. So let's start with 100. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 students got a 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 students got a 95. 6, 7, 8. 8 students got a 90, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 students got an 85. Now I'm ready to do all these.
Ms. Newport, you're needed in the main office. For those teachers participating in the holiday hat contest, give me just a minute. We're waiting a few staff members who are riding the buses, and I'll call you back up shortly.
Thank you for your patience. All right, which test score did the most students receive? Well, that one's easy. Which test score? Now, they don't want 10, okay? That's not what they asked. They asked is which test score did the most students receive? And the most was 85. So right now in your red pen, right next to it, write 85. Then it says how many more students scored 90 than 100? Well, for 90 there's 8, and for 100 there's 4, and they want to know how many more. That means subtraction, right? 90 than 100. So I'm going to take the number for 90, which is 8, and I'm going to subtract the 4, and that gives me 4. 4 more students. All right. How many students in all took the spelling test? Well, that's easy. All you have to do is add these all up, right? And I look at it, and remember, I start looking for patterns that will give me 10. And I know 6 plus 4 equals 10. So that's going to be 10 plus 10 equals 20. 20 plus 8 is 28 students. Write that in red pen next to whatever you wrote. I will give you credit for making changes in red pen. All right, now on the back side, it says use the data in the table to make a line plot. Now you have to make one, all right? And this is easy because it's not like a pictograph where, one watermelon stands for 5 students or something like that. How many shirts were sold at each price? Here's your price points, here's your number of shirts. So 11 gets 1x, 12 gets 4 x's, 13 is 6, fill that in there, 14 is 4, 15 is 0, 16 is 2. There's your line plot. Now, how many shirts, they did this one for you. How many shirts sold for $12? 4. Your line plot should have 4. Number 2, at which price were the most shirts sold? Now, a lot of you guys wrote 6 or you wrote something else, but what they asked is, at which price? Well, where were the most ones sold? 13. So it should be $13. All right? How many shirts in all were sold? What do you have to do? Count the X's. How many shirts in all? In all means you're doing what? You're adding. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 shirts. And you know, if you go ahead and write the word shirts, it might help you when you're seeing that. Okay, how many shirts in all were sold? 17 shirts, because it'll remind you that they're looking for shirts. How many shirts were sold for $13 or more? Okay, so what they want to know is how many shirts here sold for $13 or more. That's all the ones from 13 on up. Well, 13 we already know has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? 12 shirts sold for $13 or more. All right. Were more shirts sold for less than 13 or more than 13? Explain. All right, you have to figure out how many were sold for less and how many sold for more. Well, let's look. Now, they didn't ask about 13. They asked how many sold for less than 13. Read that again. More shirts sold for less than 13 or more than 13. They didn't ask how many sold for 13. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 for less. And how many for more? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. So now go back to your question. Were more shirts sold for less than 13 or more than 13? Explain. Well, now we've got it. 5 or 6. So more shirts were sold for